today and this week that's coming, the focus is going to be on forgiveness. So I don't know if anybody out there has been holding grudges against anybody. If you might have someone in your life that you haven't spoken to in years, maybe a family member, maybe a friend, maybe you need to forgive yourself about some things, because there's some of us who also hold on to issues within ourselves, maybe guilt, maybe shame. All of these things can build up inside of you and start to block your energy and your chakras, whether you realize it or not. And this past week, I've actually did some forgiveness work, and it really lightened me even further. I've been doing forgiveness for a long time, because for me, forgiveness has always been something that was difficult. In all of my healing work and processes, I always found that to forgive, hey Robin, I always found that to forgive was always something that I battled with it. Like, one side of me would say, you need to do that. And then the other side of me would say, no you don't. You're fine. Just let that person and their energy go, or that situation go, and keep it moving. However, a part of it just still clings to parts of your energy, and you're still going to carry it, whether you acknowledge it or not. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, oh, and that's what I wanted to share with you guys. So this past week, I have been stalling for a very long time with reaching out to my father. Now, me and my father have always been very close. I'm the firstborn. He always kind of saw me as like his part two to him, the female version. And we never really had a falling out before. You know, parents go through stuff, and sometimes we as kids, we reflect that onto whichever parent we side with. And so through the years, I think because I grew up with my mother, we tended to more understand her side of things, and I never really wanted to hear or see where my father was coming from in any of the things that went on between them, or why he and her split, and you know. So, and yes, things that you suppress are always, they're gonna come to the surface at some point. So I actually had ended up not talking to my father for about a year, and that was because we had kind of bonded. See, I'm originally from New York City, and I moved to North Carolina, which is his home state. Well, he's from Virginia, but the Hextall family is North Carolina based. So he had moved down here, and it had been years since I had really seen him. But when we moved down here, I made it a point to unify, because I wanted my children to know my father. But during that time, we had a brief falling out, because you know, you ever hear the saying that as you get older, you go backwards? Like, you start as a baby, but as you get older and you age, you start to become like a child and baby-like again. Well, he was taking that turn where I was starting to feel like I was the parent and he was the child, and I'm doing and trying to help him, and he's not appreciating my help. He feels like I should be giving him more of my time, I'm not calling enough still, all sorts of things that were kind of making me feel unappreciated, and then also will cause you to reflect back, like, well, you weren't there when I was growing up, and now I'm here, and you're doing this, and you're not appreciating. I'm here, I'm trying. So we went through a moment where he sent me like a little message in my inbox, because he's on Facebook now, and he sends me a message, and pretty much the message was telling me, you have to figure out what family is all about. You're not calling enough. You're not in contact with the Hextall side of your family, and you know, and I'm a very family family-oriented person, so I don't really like to have someone try to point out to me where I'm not being family-like. Hi, Tamika. Thank you. So, it kind of stung because I had been running to visit him. My husband had been going up there cutting his grass. I'm cleaning his house, walking his dog, me and my daughter. So when I got that message, like, because I didn't call you enough, I need to learn what family is about, it kind of hurt my feelings. And the whole 2020, I did not reach out to him. He called me several times trying to find out if me and my sister's okay. I hear your mother's in town. Is she all right? And I'm just like texting him back. Everybody's fine. Yeah, we good. I'll give you a call. Oh, I'm at the store right now. When I get home, I'll call you. And I was like, never calling. So this past week I called. And he's funny because when he picks up the phone, he goes, oh, wow. So, I guess you just got back from the store. Because that was the last thing I wrote him. I'm going to call you when I get in. I'm at the store right now. And that was a year ago. So I said, all right, that kind of is why I hesitated in calling you, because I already knew I was going to get, the lecture. And he said, I'm not going to lecture you. I'm just really happy you called. And we ended up talking for like hours. And it was very good. It was a nice talk. And it actually, I felt so much lighter, And now I agreed to call him every week. I have his new address. And he's a funny guy. He's jokes galore all through the conversation, like throwing little things in there, like, you guys are grown now. I have to see on Facebook that this is going on, or your sister's having a kid, or no one can call me, that's okay, it's alright, So he's throwing his little stuff, but it was fine. Yes, it was a great release. And I've always been kind of really the one in the family that would keep the ties to him when my parents split. So even now, I kind of reached out to my younger sisters, and I'm like, call Dad, there's a pandemic going on, and he's alone, and he has PTSD, he's a vet, so he's in and out of the vet's hospital. So for me, this pandemic kind of made me think, tomorrow's not promised, and how will you feel if you get a call, because I'm the next of kin on his list, if you get a phone call out of nowhere saying, God forbid something happened to your father, and he was all by himself, he lives in Tennessee, and that would break my heart, and I would never get over that. So I just wanted to reach out today, do some visualization work on helping people start to release feelings of I guess, anger, resentment, hurt and pain, because sometimes we cover our pain with anger. I'm mad at him, when really I was hurt by him, But for the whole year, in my mind, I was angry. How could he tell me I need to learn what family's about? And, and you let that hurt turn into anger, and then that's what makes it difficult to forgive, because now you're angry, rather than addressing that this person hurt you, and maybe you need to talk to them and address the hurt and the pain. So I feel good, about taking that step, and I hope that today, after we do this breathing exercise, that it will inspire many of you to maybe pick up your phone today, reach out. It doesn't have to be a family member. It could be a friend, somebody that was a friend, or like us, a family member that you might have had a falling out with. Because, sometimes people don't even know that you had a falling out with them. Like, I think my father was completely oblivious that the message he sent me was why I was not speaking to him. Because he's my father. So in his mind, he's like, I'll tell you what it is, and that's what it is. And you're not going to get mad about that, So sometimes you have to take the first step, because that person is on the other side, not even knowing you have a problem with them, which has been an issue with me a lot too, where I'll speak to someone and I'll be like, look, when I finally decide, all right, We gonna hash it out. And the person will be like, oh, you were mad? I didn't know that we had a problem. So, you know, yes, it is time to release. It's time to evolve. We are in 2021. Yeah, it's time for us to just let some things go. Everything's not that serious. Oh, please. My father is a man's man with no filter. Yeah, he will say whatever and expect you to just take it as what it is. It is what it is. He still uses terms like jive. So, you know, you don't jive me, and he's still, you know. But he's gonna be 70 soon, and you know, he's bragging to me about how everybody says, you know, you don't even look like you're gonna turn till you're about to be 70. So he's feeling really good about himself, and that's great. I want to be there too when I'm turning 70. Oh, that's great, Robin. That's good. Yeah, sometimes we just have to step back and just say, okay, enough is enough. You know, it took me a minute, honestly. Before I called him, I was shaking a little. I had to go outside of my house and sit on my front porch and like get air. Okay, and then I'm like, what am I afraid of? You know, it's not, just call. So, you know, once you get past the fear, you know, it's really nothing. You realize, what the hell was what was my problem? I could have did this so long ago. You know? Yeah. Don't tell my father to talk that job. He'll talk it all day. He's a fan of the Last Poets, and he was talking to me about that, and he's like into everything. He's talking about moving to the Gambia, and I said, really? You're thinking about moving to Africa? I'm glad I caught you, because who knows what would have happened. By the time I would have reached out to him and I find out he's not even in the country anymore, and I mean, he's serious, like already looked at land. So, you know, sometimes we have to just stop and make that call. And your rejection can make you feel a little hesitant. I think also for me, sometimes I don't want to seem weak, like, now I need you, or make that person feel like, oh, here I come crawling back. I have a lot of pride at times that I have to put on the back burner, like, all right, sit down, pride, you know, adult, this is what we need to do for ourselves, you know, and a lot of time it's pride why we will not reach out, you know. Now, if somebody reaches out to us for forgiveness, it's another story. But when you have to be the one that has to be like, okay, the ball's in my court, you know, it can be very emotional, an emotional fight. Wow, Tamika, yeah, 7 years. Yeah, I was on my way. With my father, like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it, but it is such a wonderful feeling, yes, to unify, and it's really good for everybody else too. Like, if you have children, if you if something happens to them, you just don't want to be responsible for a break in your family, in your line, in your bloodline, or just for your own self, because you are going to carry that, and that person's energy is still going to be a part of your energy, because especially a parent, y'all share the same ancestors. So you're going to feel the energy of your ancestors too, pushing you, like, what are you doing? Yeah, you're not going to feel good till you take care of that. And, you know, and sometimes it makes me emotional just thinking about it, because honestly, I was really sitting on the fence outside. Even my husband was like pushing me, like, he loves my father. He was like, come on, you know, and he grew up without knowing who his father was. So then sometimes you have to look at people like that, who you're like, they're looking at you like, really? You're not going to speak to him for years because he told you what he thought or what he felt, you know? Meanwhile, I didn't even know my father growing up. I didn't know who he was. So it makes you look back and go, damn, you know, maybe I need to appreciate that I do have this connection. I do have a chance to have a relationship with my dad. So, break the chains and change the patterns. It's necessary. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys, and thank you for sharing your stories with me. Because it inspires me further. Because all of us you might have multiple people that you need to forgive, and you don't even realize, because sometimes we walk through life and just go, okay, I'm done with that person, and you keep moving, and you don't look back. But sometimes it'll come up again. Like, I have someone who was a sister friend of mine. Real quick story. And we grew up together. Well, I was best friends with her older sister, but our whole family kind of grew up together. My sister married her brother, so that's how tight our family was. And one day we had a falling out over something so petty. Long story short, she had some long-term crush on a guy I used to date. She ended up years later, once we were adults, actually getting with the guy, but she still held on to the feeling that he would want to get back with me. Mind you, I'm married with kids, so this was her own insecurities, because this was a teenage crush. But anyway, whatever happened, I ended up at the guy's house for his sister's graduation party. She saw pictures on Facebook. She didn't like it. She got upset and spoke to one of my blood sisters, and made a comment derogatory about my children. Now, I have 3 kids who have disabilities. They're autistic, nonverbal, ADHD. My oldest daughter, she's like slightly ADHD, but she's not like my youngest 3, who are, an ongoing learning experience, I'll call it. I don't want to say a struggle, but it's an ongoing learning experience. And she just came out on her face and said why is she over there at his house? She needs to worry about her husband and her autistic kids. So that stung. And for me and most people, kids are off limits. Somebody says something about your children, it's like, okay, I'm done with you. And I pretty much was done with her. And mind you, she tried to apologize because she knew it got back to me. She asked if she could come talk to me. She asked, is it okay if I come over to the house? And I'm going, nope, I don't want to see you. Nope, I'm done. Nope, 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 nope. And, and see, and that point that you're just making, where it had nothing to do with you, and more to do with that person, in the situation I'm talking about now, I took it very personally, and I did not look at how it had more to do with what she was going through. She had insecurities, and that brought just seeing me at the house. Mind you, the pictures were with his mother and his sister, who I warned her we're still very close. No pictures with him. I don't care for him. In fact, he had slight abusive tendencies, and that's a whole nother story that I told her. I said, when we were younger, he put his hands on me before, and that's why we are not together. But I was very close with his mother and his younger sister, and so they still stay in contact. And she said, okay, that's fine, yeah, I know, that's cool, but she still couldn't handle it when she saw the bond. And so, just to come out and say that, knowing the struggles and things that I've been going through, and then just the whole period of accepting that I would have 3 children who, the autism I could deal with, I think it was the nonverbal that was very hard and still gets me a little emotional just to talk about, And so it was very painful to have somebody you consider your sister say something like that. Sorry. So I kind of just was like, I'm not going to deal with her anymore. But the reason why I say, you still carry it is because it would still come up. I would talk to people, and I might say something about it. Yeah, oh, she's coming around. I'm not coming over because, I don't want to deal with her anymore. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to deal with her. But I'm still, the energy, bringing that energy back up. So, I'm still working through that. As you can see, I'm not really over it. I'm at a point of forgiveness now, where I forgive her. Because we had another confrontation. She tried again. I was at my sister's house, and she came over. And I was like, oh, there's nowhere to run. Damn, I'm in the kitchen, I'm cooking. My sister asked me to make fried pickles. She loves fried pickles. If she gets on later in the replay, hey Tisha, yeah. So I'm frying the pickles in the kitchen, and my sister had went out to get some ranch dressing because that's what they like to dip the pickles in. And in comes this, what I call my god sister. And I'm like, oh, you know that feeling where you're just like, oh God, here we go. So I put on my light energy. I take in my deep breath, I exhale, I hear her talking to the kids, my nieces, my nephews and everything, and I'm cooking. And here she comes. And mind you, this was probably towards the end of 2019. So she's like asking me. In fact, first she comes in and she tries to hug me. She goes, I don't care, I'm gonna hug you, I don't care. And I'm standing there and I'm not being receptive at all. I'm still cooking. And then she goes, you know what, Amina? That's hate. That's hate energy. And I'm going, it's not hate. I just don't want to deal with your energy anymore. And it wasn't hate. I didn't have a hate feeling for her. But something in me was just turned off. I don't want to deal with you. But I couldn't even find it in my heart to even turn around and go, I forgive you, hug, but I don't want to deal with you anymore because I don't like where you can go when you get angry. I didn't even turn around and hug her. So for a while, I felt bad. Like, well, damn, she's trying. She's been trying for has to be at least 3-4 years now. And I'm just not having it. So, and my husband is kind of, he's another one that needs to work through forgiveness. If you wrong him, I don't know if any of you are Sagittarius, you pissed him off and it's like, bye-bye. He's done. So, I'm like, I understand. That's his babies. And so he said, I'm not trying to deal with that. But I've been trying. So that's something I have to work through still. And I'm going to do a little visualization, and I'm just going to let the ancestors move through me and just guide us to open our hearts. But before I do that, surprise, surprise, I want to pull some cards. So I want to give you a little action card for the week ahead. Thank you, Tamika. You know what? I think a lot of times, too, being the eldest in my family put a lot of pressure on me, where I would feel like I had to always be the strong one. And so I would hide, I guess, feelings that I thought were weak. And then, of course, when my father left the household, I really felt like, well, now I have to be the protector, too. And I think that energy is something I have to work through. I have been working through, where I have to learn that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to, allow yourself to, acknowledge that you're hurt or you feel pained or disappointed in something or grieve even about things that, you maybe even regrets and things like that. I have to allow myself the freedom to be human. And sometimes, I don't know, we can sometimes put ourselves in positions where we don't allow ourselves that freedom, And I think, too, having a father who's like a man's man, I used to always feel like I had to be the son he always wanted. He had 3 girls, no boys, always wanted a son. And I think I took that energy on in my teen years. And now, I'm a lot lighter. I just think now I have issues where I have to allow myself to be vulnerable, to feel my feelings, and not feel shame to be going through something that someone else might look at as being a weak moment. When really, it's not a weak moment, it's a freeing moment, actually, to be able to, accept and that you feel a certain way and then be authentic enough to let it just shine through or come out. So, that said, I'm going to pull a card. It's going to give you some things to think about and to do today. And you can also use it for the week ahead. And as a special little treat for those that are on live, I'm going to pull a card from my Ancestor deck of Oracle cards. They are very powerful. And I'm going to give you a message from them and from Source. So I'm going to read you what the book says the card means, but at the same time, I'm an intuit. So I will be getting messages from your ancestors, you know, or whoever has a message for you. I love you guys' energy that's on today. It doesn't even have to be a million people on. Half of the people in the group are going to catch the replay. But honestly, it's more powerful to be here live. And if you catch the replay, the Ancestor card is not for you. If you're watching the replay, this is only for people who are here right now while I'm reading it, because that's whose energy I'm connecting to. This card, the action card, is for everybody. Alright, so let me shuffle this up. So, for today, the action card for today is recreation. Now, the key words, and this is ironic, the key words are harmony, balance, joy, and fun. So those are words you want to try to either speak into existence today, experience today, or just even meditate on. Harmony, balance, joy, fun, you know, because life should be fun. And the power thought, which is something you can meditate on and use to move you forward through the day. I create my future with my every thought. Now that's deep too. Just speaking about forgiveness. When you're holding on to something and you're thinking about something that's negative, you're attracting more of that energy into your life. So watch your thoughts. I create my future with my every thought. Is the power thought for today. Action. Now the action on the card is what you can do today to match the word of the day, which is recreation. So the action for today is start a new leisure plan. That means something a ritual, something you're going to do for leisure whenever you can. Garden, write, design something, plant something, create something. Something that when you do it, it makes you feel relaxed and calm and at peace and not stressed, and something you can do with ease. If sitting in a garden and planting and growing things brings you peace, do that. If writing brings you release and peace, which that's probably my go-to thing because I don't have a garden yet, I'm working on that, then do that. If dancing brings you peace and release, that's my other one, then do that. Today, start a new leisure plan. Make sure you take care of self, joy, happiness, harmony, and balance. Okay? A lot of times, people I'm attracted to, so the people who are called to me, usually we have similar energy. And I tend to attract nurturers, caregivers, healers, artists, parents, and that group right there are usually in service, and we tend to forget to serve ourselves. We're either trying to entertain to uplift, we're doing for someone else so that they can do what they want to do, nurturing. Sometimes we're enabling people instead of allowing them to become independent, and that's something that we need to work on. We have to make sure we take time for leisure and for ourselves. Okay? So do that today. And the news flash, which is like a little tip from Spirit, tonight is for you. Read, listen to music. Now here the card says, or go to the theater. We know right now, unfortunately, we can't go to the theater. But tonight is for you. Read, listen to music. Do you tonight, you know? Oh, yes, and I love plants. I just bought some plants. This is why I said I'm working on my garden. And one of my kids decided, while I was asleep, that they were going to go a picking. my plants. So, yeah, my plant flowers got destroyed before they even made it to the garden. They were sitting in their pots waiting. I can laugh at it now. At the time, I was like, oh my God. But, I actually have a green thumb. My mother used to have me taking care of her plants because she said any plant I get, they die eventually, and she would have me come and take care of them. I said, you gotta talk to them. I talk to plants, but I'm a tree hugger. You know what I'm saying? So, as a child, and my sister vouched for this, every day we would walk to school and I had a tree that I would stop and I would walk around and I would talk to it, and if nobody was looking, I'd give it a hug. It had a big lump on the side that looked like an eyeball to me, and I would swear it was a spirit. And this is before I even knew anything about what I was talking about. And maybe I was a tree in a past life and I knew that tree, but yeah, I've always had a good connection to plants and growing things for some reason. So I would love to grow something. You destroy a cactus, I can't. Well, I had some bad luck with the money trees, those bamboo plants, which people say are so easy. They're like, oh, you don't even hardly have to give it water. And mine was still dying. I was like, Jesus Christ, maybe I need to work on my money mindset. Maybe that's why my plant is still like not thriving. But yeah, I talked to them, but naming them, yeah, that's cool. And sit and breathe with them, and you know, because it's all energy. We're all energy, any living thing. So even sometimes when you visualize or you do breath work, see your plants in a light energy, you know. But yeah, I wouldn't say go hug some trees right now, but but that's cool too. So that is your card for today, and I'm going to pull now a card, and this is going to pertain, like I said, I don't care if there's even just one person on live right now, because I can't really see how many people are here. I think I see 2. This card is for you. It's a message from your ancestors, something that you need to hear. Oh, peace and light. Hello, Atal. You just made it. Somebody up there said you need to hear this, because this card I'm about to pull, I was just saying, is only for people who are on live. Does not pertain to the replay, people. So, it means your ancestors had something they wanted you to know today. I'm going to read you what the card means in the book according to the person who created them, but at the same time, I'm going to channel messages from your people. And mind you, when I'm doing ancestor work, it gets very warm for me. Maybe that's the light energy that's coming around. So if I start to sweat like an animal, I've had to tell people this before, please don't mind me. Sometimes my top lip will be sweating, and I'm like, I don't want them thinking like I'm crazy. I'm sitting here rubbing my lip and I'm rubbing my face. So it gets hot. I'm already starting to get warm, my back, so I'm giving you a heads up in case I start to look very shiny and sweaty during this process. Let's mix it up. Sis. Okay, the card you have is the Mirror Guardian, and her message is take time to reflect. Okay, Mirror Guardian, take time to reflect. Now, I'm already starting to get messages, but I'm going to read first what the book says, because I always like to share what's going on, you know, according to the actual card. Okay, Tamika, gotcha. Let's see. Alright, see, this is why I just usually go from spirit, because I hate having to flip through the books and find the page and all that stuff. Alright, Mirror Guardian. Alright, because this oracle deck is very good. I highly recommend it if you have an ancestral connection, and if you don't. If you need to reconnect, it's very powerful. But it has different sections to it. The sacred ones, the guardians. Okay, which she would be in the guardian section. Come on, Nina. Get it together. Okay. Mirror. Take time to reflect, and here's your message. Take some time to reflect on your strengths and challenges and how far you've come. And I was going to say that before I started reading, that the overall message your ancestors are trying to give you right now is that you need to take a moment to step back. Maybe you're not celebrating your greatness, your accomplishments. Mind you, this card is for all of us that are on right now. So I have to also take in this message. You're not taking time to celebrate your accomplishments. You're so busy looking to the next thing to do, the next thing to do, the next thing to do, that you need to stop for a second and realize you done did some big-ish. You done some stuff already. Like, chill for a second, celebrate that, honor yourself, you know, because we're so easily able to see what someone else is accomplishing, and we never take the time to see what we've done. Mind you, those people out there are probably looking at you like, wow, look at all the things she's doing, but we don't take that time to stop and go, you know what? I've come a long way. And we have to take those moments. So, okay, back to the book. Recognize your gifts. Now, the card says, also, angels accept you just the way you are. Even when you are going through a challenging time, they still hold you in the highest esteem. The mirror guardian, a female angel looking into the mirror of life, invites you to witness your spiritual strength and beauty, to see yourself as angels do. The mirror represents the fact that your core beliefs and ideas are in fact what is reflected back to you by your world. We just talked about stuff like that. Your life is one big mirror of how you feel within, and the mirror guardian helps you recognize that. When this card appears, you are being invited to take some time to see where you are right now. The extended meaning of the card: you are a beautiful being who has surmounted so many challenges and expanded in so many ways. Your angels are now guiding you to take inventory. I gotta chill when I said that. Your angels are now guiding you to take inventory of your life, to take the time to know all of your recent experiences, the challenges you have surmounted, the strengths you have developed, and the lessons you have learned. Your angels want you to reflect on your strengths, in particular those aspects of yourself that you feel have not been acknowledged by others. Offer yourself approval where it's due, and know that when you give yourself credit, others will be able to as well. So, pretty much, that's the message is, that's pretty much blunt. It's not much else that I can tell you. I'm trying to see if they have anything else they want to say to any of you guys. Just those of us that are here right now, we really need to see our worth. And this was sent to me by a sister recently. I am worthy, I am enough. Okay, and I keep it right here on my desk. And as a reminder, because sometimes we forget that, and we tend to, also I tend to attract a lot of my clients and people I work with tend to be what I call functional overwhelm. And functional overwhelm people tend to go through life with everybody thinking everything is great in their lives. And behind closed doors, they're like, oh my God, I have to do this, I have to do that. I'm so, you know, I'm always on the go. I'm always trying to figure out what to do next, always trying to elevate other people, and they don't realize that internally you're getting overwhelmed. You may be drained. You're not realizing that what you've already done is enough, that just being you sometimes is enough, because some people are just watching, especially with social media. You making your moves, and there's somebody that might be silent. I call them the ghosts on the FB ghost, who are just sitting there and they're watching you making your moves, and you might be inspiring them and you don't even know it, because you're not seeing your worth. What you're doing is not enough. You're not getting the acknowledgement that you feel you should be getting. And sometimes the acknowledgement comes in little ways, and if you're not looking, and if you're not acknowledging your greatness, then you're not going to see it. And I've been there where I just didn't see it, and then something would come out of nowhere, something so little, where somebody will come out of nowhere and just tell you how you changed them, how you inspired them, how you moved them, and it'll make you stop and reflect and be like, wow, you know, I am doing something. I am doing something great. That's a great mantra and affirmation. all day, I am worthy, I am enough. I am worthy, I am enough. My father even reminded me. He said, you're the only one in the family who's been to Africa. And now I'm trying to move there because I've only been to Morocco and I wanted to be more in the West African side of things. And it made me stop and reflect and go, wow, you know, I did that. Out of my family, other than the men who had to go to war, you know, to go to Africa, I actually went 3 times on my own account, and that's something big, you know, and I never stopped to reflect on that. I'm still here beating myself up because I wanted to go again this year and I couldn't go, and instead of thinking, you know, you've been, and there are people who haven't, and now you inspired your father to want to go live there, just to, you know, just to go to Africa and be able to say the family has returned, the ancestors, to our ancestors, we returned back, we are back, you know, and so we have to really, you know, the ancestors are pretty much just saying, stop, reflect, you are enough, you have done enough, you're welcome, all of you, you're welcome. I'm just so grateful for this message today too, because honestly, sometimes I forget, you know, that I've done some things that are actually worthy of celebrating, you know. Shoot, sometimes you gotta celebrate just waking up in the morning. Wake up, look around, like, I'm here. I'm still here, and there are people, you know, who are not. And I'm here, and I have this going on for me. I have that, and sometimes you have to just take in a deep breath and go, gratitude. Gratitude. I even have that as a part of my Field the Ship program. Well, I have some sisters that are working with me right now, and that where they know now because they've gotten their workbooks. But there's going to be a month of just gratitude, a whole month. Every day we are going to be grateful and give thanks for something. And sometimes we have to be thankful just for our lives and ourselves and just who we are and where we are right now, because we could have been born anywhere. You could have been born in some country that was in poverty and not have the same experiences that you're having now. Excuse me. Granted, they would be what you need and what you came here for in this lifetime. However, in this lifetime, you're not there. You're here doing what you're doing now. And sometimes we have to give thanks. And also look back at our ancestors and have gratitude too, like, because I'm here because of you. So that's really important. And I really appreciate that message coming through, ancestors, today. Now, I wasn't planning on moving today, doing any dancing. I was really going to sit and just breathe and work through some forgiveness energy and releasing. So I think I'm going to stick with that. I'm feeling the need to go within. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. I was going to say, well, let's get up and let's move. But, you know, honestly, I think today we made such a breakthrough. I just want to connect a little bit more to that ancestor energy just through stillness, you know, and then, you know, we go from there. So, if you have any crystals, you can grab those now. Candles, incense, scents, whatever, you know, brings you a feeling of peace and calmness. I'm going to have my pink quartz and my clear quartz. Especially the pink, it attracts loving energy, which is useful in times of needing to forgive and release. I'm going to change my music. We're going to do this. It's going to be very quick, probably about a 5-minute breath work. And let's see. About 5 minutes. I don't like that music. Oof. Okay. I'm going to put on my music that sounds like I'm sitting by the ocean. Okay. What I want you to do is sit comfortably, feet flat on the ground. There's no specific way. Like, you don't have to sit up straight unless that's comfortable for you. You know, I just want you to be relaxed in this. Close your eyes, and we're going to connect to Mama Earth energy first. So going to breathe in through your mouth. Inhale. Exhale and let yourself relax. Inhale and feel as if roots are coming out the bottoms of your feet and connecting you to the earth. Exhale and feel your body become more relaxed. Inhale. Feel those roots extending to the core. And exhale and feel yourself allowing your stresses and worries to just go down these roots and into the earth. Inhale. Take in light energy from Mama Earth, feel it coming up through your legs. Exhale as it comes up your thighs and you get more relaxed. Inhale, feel this light energy going up your spine, the back of your neck. Exhale and feel this light energy going down your arms, into your fingers. Inhale. Exhale. Relax. Inhale. Feel light energy pouring down from above. Exhale and let this light energy just engulf your entire body, all the way down to your feet. Inhale. You should feel as if you are glowing like a ball of bright light. Exhale and get more and more relaxed in this energy. Inhale. Take in light energy. Feel it glow brighter. Exhale and feel it extend at least 3 feet beyond your body. That light energy is just glowing. Now I want you to breathe through your nose. Find your rhythm. In and out. In, out. Focus on the air as it goes in your nostrils and out. In, out. Maintain your rhythm. It's your connection to the heartbeat of the universe. And just focus on your breath. Fill your lungs up with air, pure, clean air, and cleanse your lungs as you exhale. Let go of toxic energy. As you breathe in, take in positive. As you exhale, release and let go of negative. And as you breathe, allow my voice to guide you on a quick little journey. See yourself standing at the edge of the ocean, on a beach, all alone. Smell the salt air, hear the waves coming in and out, the ebb and the flow. It could be daytime, it could be the evening, it could be sunrise, sunset. Your higher self will know. And see yourself as your higher self, glowing, filled with joy, filled with a knowing that you are okay, filled with the light of your ancestors that walk with you. And they are powerful. They are strong. They are right there with you at all times. Their strength is your strength. And as you look out at the ocean, make sure you still breathe. Do not forget. As you look out at this ocean, at this vast ocean that seems to have no end, and you watch the waves pull away, and you watch the waves come in, and you watch them go away, and you watch them come back. They're sending you a message. Be open to the ebb and flow of the universe. What you send out comes back. What energy you send out will return to you. Breathe into that. Taking a deep breath through your mouths, just and out. You can return to breathing through your nose naturally. Honor the ebb and flow of the universe. Never feel a lack of anything. Look at the ocean, it's so vast. And you can't see what's within it just by looking at it. See yourself like the ocean. You go so deep. You hold so much within that's not on the surface all the time. And though sometimes you may pull away from source energy and you might lose connection briefly from your higher self, you can always come back and return. Your ancestors are always there supporting you. The universe is always here. The source energy is here. Honor the ebb and flow, the give and take. Don't always come wanting, but don't always come giving. Remember the ebb and flow. Do not drain yourself. Taking a deep breath. Fill yourself with light energy. Exhale any leftover worries or stress. Just let it go. There will be people who will come into your life, and there will be people who will leave your life. Let them leave with light when they do leave. Make sure you're not carrying any energy that'll do you harm. Be open to love and to forgive and to release people from the responsibility of your joy and your happiness. They're not responsible for that. You are. Don't let anybody control your energy. Because through holding on to something negative against someone, you are giving them your power. They're controlling how you feel. They are controlling your energy. They're controlling your ability to move forward. And they are controlling your ability to be clear in your direction and clear in your chakra energy and just the energy you put out into the universe. You are giving them full control over what comes to you because of what you are sending out. Taking a deep breath. Let's breathe into that. Exhale. Let it go. It's not that serious. Whatever it is, it's not that serious. It's not affecting you now. It doesn't have a hold over your life. Let it go. And if you are still in a situation where you need to forgive, or a situation you need to walk away from, taking a deep breath and feel your ancestors around you, holding you, supporting you, telling you, we got you. Let it go. Let this person go. Walk away from this situation. You don't have to harbor any ill feelings. Just walk away. See this person as a child in your mind. See them as a child, as they were when they were younger. Visualize that. You don't know what they went through as a child that created the person you are encountering now. And maybe you do know some of the traumas, some of the things they might have experienced that might have brought upon you some of their issues. Don't hold them responsible. Give them the freedom to go and heal. And give yourself the freedom to release and heal. Your ancestors are telling you it's time. Just taking a deep breath. And exhale. Just breathe out the last of any worries, anything you're holding on to. Inhale. Fill yourself up with light energy, and as you exhale from your center of your chest, your heart chakra, send out that light to the universe. Inhale, let's do that again, taking some light and love. Exhale and feel your heart center glowing as you send this light and love out to anyone you've been holding ill feelings for. One more time, inhale. And exhale and slowly start to return to the space you're in now. Start to move your toes. Maintain your connection to Mama Earth, but now we're starting to return back to the room. Rub your legs. Slowly open your eyes. Give a stretch if you need to. Give yourself some love. Thank you for being here with me today. I really enjoyed your energy. I will see you all next week. If you're in my Feel the Shift program, then I will see you on Thursday. We have class. And also for those of you who've been thinking about joining and maybe you're hesitant, jump into my 3-day weekend I got coming next week. I'm going to be doing some basic African dance techniques. And even for people who have danced, I'm 40 years in African dance experience. And I still need to return to the basics every now and then. And I'm going to show you how to use the techniques to heal. So if you're hesitant about Feel the Shift, learn West African dance next weekend, $57 for an hour and 15 minutes of dance and breathing, 3 days. Can't beat it. That should give you some incentive and make you feel comfortable to jump into any African class after that. And I hope you join me. Spread the word, get more sisters, even brothers to join this group. This year I'm allowing brothers to come in, but you have to be solid, and I'm not taking none of y'all. I can't come up in here trying to be, you know, how brothers can come in sometimes. And sisters, you can't be giving the brothers any negative energy. We are here to unify and uplift together. And so everybody's welcome. I will still have events that are just for women, and I will have some that will be for grounding male energy. So let's all just grow together this year. Love you all. Seriously, from my heart. Peace and blessings. Namaste. And I'll see y'all soon.